Jake, can I ask you something kind of personal?
Of course, go for it.
When you were learning English, what mistake did you keep making? You know, the one you just couldn't shake, no matter how many times someone corrected you?
Oh, that's easy. I always said I am agree with you. Every single time. And I said it with so much confidence, like I'd nailed the perfect sentence.
No one told you?
My teacher told me at least 4 times, and every time I nodded, said, yeah, got it. And then 5 minutes later, I'd say it again. The wrong version just felt right. It made sense in my head. I mean, you say I agree, I am happy, I am tired, so why not I am agree?
Because English. That's why.
Right? That's exactly it.
What I love about your story is you weren't being lazy or careless. You made that mistake because your brain was doing exactly what it's supposed to do, looking for patterns, trying to follow the rules. But sometimes English just throws the rules out the window and leaves everyone baffled.
That's why today we're not just listing mistakes. We're talking about why people make them. Because once you get the reason behind a mistake, you can actually fix it. That's the difference between just correcting something once and fixing it for good.
You're listening to English Boost Zone. Real conversations, real fluency. Every single week. I'm Maya.
And I'm Jake. Today we're digging into the 10 most common mistakes A2 level English learners make. Not to embarrass anyone or point fingers, but because every one of these mistakes is totally normal, totally fixable, and I swear, once you hear the explanation, you won't forget it. If you're new, hit subscribe now. We've got new episodes every week. Okay, let's get into it. Mistake number 1.
Mistake number 1. Saying I am agree or I am disagree. This comes up all the time, and Jake's story shows exactly why. Learners hear English use I am with adjectives. I am happy, I am tired, I am ready. So they try the same with agree. But agree isn't an adjective, it's a verb, and we don't put I am in front of verbs.
The right way is just I agree. No am, no extra words. Just I agree with you. I completely agree. I don't agree with that. The verb does all the work.
Same goes for disagree. Not I am disagree, just I disagree. It's simple, it's clean, and once you get used to hearing it, the wrong version will start to sound weird.
Mistake number 2, mixing up make and do. This one trips up learners at every level, not just A2. Honestly, the logic behind it feels random. In a lot of languages, there's just one word for both, but English splits them, and the split doesn't always make a lot of sense.
Here's the quick guide. Make is usually for creating or producing something. You make a meal, make a mistake, make a decision, make a phone call, make a plan, make a noise.
Do is more for tasks, activities, and duties. You do homework, do exercise, do the dishes, do your best, do a course, do someone a favor.
Honestly, even advanced learners hesitate sometimes with make and do. So if you're A2 and you mix them up, you're definitely not alone. The best way to lock them in isn't by memorizing rules, but by hearing them used in real context over and over until the right one just feels right.
Mistake number 3, forgetting the third person S. This one sounds tiny, but it trips people up all the time and can cost you points on tests or make conversation confusing.
In present simple, if the subject is he, she, or it, you stick an S on the verb. She works, he lives, it happens. She thinks, he wants, it makes sense. Not she work, not he live, not it happen.
Learners know this rule. They've studied it. But in real conversations, when you're focused on what you want to say, that little S just disappears.
The fix? Repetition. Not thinking about the rule while you're speaking, but hearing the right version so much that missing the S just sounds off. The moment it feels wrong to your ears, you'll start correcting yourself automatically. That's the goal.
Mistake number 4, saying yesterday I have seen or last week I have gone, using present perfect when you actually need simple past.
This is one of the most common A2 mistakes. It happens because in a lot of languages, you use the present perfect for any past event, but English draws a clear line. If you mention a specific finished time in the past, you use simple past, not present perfect.
Yesterday, last week, last year, back in 2019, this morning, an hour ago, when I was a kid, these are all time expressions that need simple past. You say, yesterday I saw a great film, not yesterday I have seen. Last week I went to the doctor, not last week I have gone.
Present perfect works when you don't mention a specific time, or when something started in the past and still matters now, like, I have seen that film. You're not saying when. Or, I have lived here for 3 years. You still live here. Once you get this difference, the tenses stop fighting each other and start making sense.
Mistake number 5, using very with strong adjectives. It's a small thing, but it really changes how natural your English sounds.
Some adjectives are gradable: good, bad, hot, cold, tired, happy. You can be a little tired or very tired, a bit happy or very happy. These work on a sliding scale, so very fits.
But then you have extreme adjectives: exhausted, freezing, furious, terrified, brilliant, awful, enormous, tiny. These already mean very something. Exhausted is already very tired. Freezing is already very cold. So saying very exhausted or very freezing just sounds off.
Use words like absolutely, completely, or totally with those strong adjectives. I was absolutely exhausted. It was completely freezing. The film was absolutely brilliant. Once you start listening out for this in real English, you'll hear it all the time.
Mistake number 6, saying I have 20 years or I have hunger. That's just translating straight from other languages.
In a lot of languages, people say I have 20 years, I have hunger, I have thirst, I have fear. It makes total sense if that's what you're used to.
But in English, for age and physical states, we use to be or to feel. So I am 20 years old, not I have 20 years. I am hungry, not I have hunger. I am thirsty, not I have thirst. I am scared, not I have fear.
Age, hunger, thirst, fear, cold, hot. In English, these all use to be. I am, she is, he is. Keep drilling that pattern until it becomes automatic.
Mistake number 7, mixing up open and closed as adjectives. The shop is open is right, but sometimes people say the shop is opened when they mean it's open, or they mix up the adjective and the verb.
Here's what you need to remember. When you're talking about the state right now, say the door is open, the window is closed. Just open and closed. No ed on open. When it's an action, say she opened the door, he closed the window. Opened and closed as verbs.
The confusion happens because closed works for both, but open only turns into opened as a verb. The shop is open. That's the state. She opened the shop at 9. That's the action. Get that difference and it just clicks.
Mistake number 8. People say things like I went to home or I arrived to London. They use the wrong preposition after arrived, and they add to before home, which just doesn't work.
Home is a weird word in English. It almost never needs a preposition. You don't say I went to home. You just say I went home. Same with I'm going home, not to home. The word home already has the idea of direction built in, so to is just extra.
And arrived is picky about its prepositions. You use in for big places, cities and countries. I arrived in London. I arrived in France. For smaller, specific places, use at. I arrived at the airport. I arrived at the hotel. Never to. In standard English, arrive to just isn't a thing.
On to mistake number 9, saying very, very for emphasis. Learners often double very to sound stronger, like it was very, very good, or I am very, very tired. People get what you mean, but native English speakers almost never talk like that.
You're better off swapping very, very for a stronger word. Very, very good becomes excellent, outstanding, or fantastic. Very, very tired is exhausted or absolutely drained. Instead of very, very big, just say enormous, massive, or huge.
Honestly, this is one of the fastest tricks to level up your English. Ditch the double very, grab a stronger word, and suddenly your sentences are tight, powerful, and sound way more natural.
Now, mistake number 10, the big one. The one that links all the others together. Translating sentences word for word from your first language.
This is where most mistakes start. You think in your language, translate each word into English, and say it out loud. Sometimes it works, but a lot of times it gives you sentences that sound odd or mean something a bit off.
English has its own word order, its own structure, its own logic. If you want to think in English instead of translating, you have to spend time with the language. Listen, speak, read, just soak it in. Stop translating, start experiencing.
Every episode you listen to, every conversation you have, even if it's short or clumsy, is training your brain to build sentences directly in English, not patching them together from another language.
That shift from translating to thinking in English isn't a small step. That's the journey. That's what fluency really means. And you're already moving in that direction.
You know what I want to tell every A2 learner listening? Every mistake on this list shows you're smart. You're looking for patterns. You're working hard on something that's actually tough.
The mistakes aren't a problem. They're part of the process. Every fluent English speaker messed up in these exact ways at some point. All of them.
Here's your challenge. Pick 3 mistakes from this list, the ones you recognize in yourself, the ones that made you think, oh no, that's me. This week, start noticing them when you speak or write. Don't stress about it, just notice. That awareness is where change begins.
Tell us in the comments, which mistake surprised you most? Which one did you not even realize you were making? Be honest. This is a safe space, and we read every comment.
If this episode helped you, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone else working on their English at A2. You could save them months of frustration with one share.
Next week, we're talking about 10 mistakes B1 learners often make. The journey doesn't stop at A2, and neither do we.
So keep listening, keep making mistakes, keep moving forward. I'm Jake.
I'm Maya.
And this is English Boost Zone. See you next time.